Hey, Stony here. Welcome to another game of Mechabellum. This is actually a game from the weekend tournament that happened yesterday. When I was recording the series, I actually accidentally missed this one. This would have been game number 4, I believe. But right now, just see as a bonus. I think this was a really good game. It was against Horrible Will. I think he is at a 1v1 MMR, just a little bit above 2,000. So he's an extremely strong player. So in this game, I was playing as cost control specialist, and my opponent is playing as elite specialist. So this should be interesting because my units are severely underpowered against whatever he has, at least until I upgrade them. But I will have a lot of the units because of the additional money that I have. So let's see how I approach this particular game. Right off the bat, he's got Mustangs and Crawlers, and he supplemented them with level 2 Arc Lights. I started with tanks and Arc Lights, and I supplemented with some additional Crawlers. The level 2 Arc Lights are actually really strong. They're taking a ton of beating from my tanks, and they just simply refuse to die. And they also deal a pretty healthy amount of damage, 782 damage for every second. So that is what, about 5 shots. So in about 5 seconds, we'll get a tank, which is not too bad, considering it also has splash. Fortunate for me, my tankiness eventually won me round 1. Alright, round 2. Shield drop was very good, especially if my intention was to maybe go with something a bit squishier, maybe snipers or marksmen. Or I might be going with, so in this case I added a few more arc lights. I think this is the direct answer to his Mustangs. I want to make sure that I have enough units to support myself against the Mustangs. He did go with range on his arc light as well. So he's got 3, I've got 5, I got tanks, and I've got crawlers. So in a 1v1 fight, I think I still have just a little bit more firepower than him, and also a bit more tanky than him. Added the additional fans just to draw some fire from the arc light while staying to the bubble. So it feels like we're both are trying to go with carry arc at some point. Now, I didn't have any upgrades on the arc light just yet, so I could swap out of it fairly easily. Now that I know that he actually went for the range enhancement, so that is telling me that maybe he wants to go with carry arc lights, and I need to be prepared for that. This arc light on this side is just doing work. It's gunning down a lot of my units. This one is going to go down. This tank is going to go down. This tank is probably going to go down. Oh, just in the nick of time. There we go. Alright, round 3. Marksman, pretty good. I already know that he's got a couple arc lights ready to go with range. I need to deal with that fairly quickly. Another great option, I think Wraith is an excellent option. Right now, I do not have anti-air, not until the marksman anyways. Wraith might be good just to help with the trap clear. With him, I think he could also go marksman. He does not have an answer to my tanks just yet, or he can go with boat. So air units or marksman, both are very good. Typhoon on his side, maybe not, because I don't have that much chaff. So Typhoon would just be shooting at tanks. I did sell one of my tanks to get the upgrades for both my arc light and also my marksman. Now with the marksman, I did get double shot, and what it allows me to do is allow me to to single shot these arc lights. My opponent did get the level 2 Typhoons. I wasn't entirely sure that was the right choice. I just simply did not have enough chaff for him to clear. Maybe he just wanted it for the tankiness, and they are quite tanky, 23,000. But I do have double sharp marksman, so that is going to take care of that problem. Okay, and that takes us to round 4. Mass Produce Overlord is interesting, but at round 4, Supply Specialist being offered, I think we have to take that because he will make profit. Let's see what the board is looking. Okay, so I sold my tank. I added them back in just because I saw these Typhoons. I needed something to shield my carry units away from him. My opponent picked up the shield drop, which I think was an excellent choice. Not a big fan of, I guess it's either this side or this side. I was going to say not a big fan of this side because that's where my level 4 marksman is and is doing 8,000 damage times 2 per shot. So it will kill this bubble, I believe is what, 50,000? Yeah, so in about 4 or 5 shots, and that shield is gone. And that's just from a single marksman. Okay, you pick up the upgrades for the missiles. So that is going to destroy my front line just a little bit. I'm not too worried. I'm hoping my marksman will continue to tank just a little bit more. Now, unfortunately, they are coming down to my units. So that is problematic. I actually don't have, I lost both of my high level marksmen, so I have no firepower, which means these Typhoons are just having a heyday with me. So the answer to a mass Typhoon strategy, well, I think would just be a fortress with shield, or even a fortress with punch, because punch can usually cut the health of a Typhoon down by about half. Turn 5 Supply Specialist, I took that as well. I was really hoping for a long game. Alright, so I got the forts. Continuing to upgrade my marksman. Added in shield, and I think I had a shield drop, which I completely forgot to use. That's okay. Alright. My left hand side is falling because I just simply did not have a unit to tank. And that is also where my level 4 marksman is, so that is very unfortunate. My right hand side is doing okay. My marksmen are putting out the damage as they should, and my fortress are doing the tanking. This is a unfortunate tower collapse because that just allowed all the units to roll over from this side, which I have no protection from. But not the end of the world. And this fortress turned around the last second. And that's just unfortunate. And that's okay. Alright. So we got this round. He actually took out about a third of my health, so pretty good. Stormcallers will offer level 3. Immediately I pick up the Stormcallers. The Rhinos could cause quite a bit of problem, but for me, right now, because I am going Fortress, I just needed the additional damage. I know that his Typhoons are fairly slow walking, so I got the Stormcallers just to give them a lot of pressure on his end. His units like to bunch up. Right now, the Mustangs do not have range, which means the Mustangs and the Typhoon are going to be right next to each other. And that's where the Stormcallers really shine because they'll be shooting in like a big ball and my Stormcaller is just going to destroy everything. Level 3 Stormcallers, every missile is 2,000 damage. And they shoot 2 missiles per unit. per shot. So that's 8 missiles. That's a lot of damage if it all lands in a cluster. I'm surprised he did try to go with the Wraith. I think it was good. So it was a good attempt at the Wraith flank. He probably will sell this in just a second. I also put on some anti-missile defense because I was worried about Stormcrawlers from his side as well, because my composition is also terribly is terrible against Stormcrawlers. None of my units really move, right? So they just shoot and rain down on me. Alright, the stage is set. I think this is gone for so many Typhoons. I really think Typhoon here may be a mistake, but I've seen players make it work with the, especially with Least Specialist, to get a ton of level 2 Typhoons because of the raw tankiness and also DPS. In this case, I don't think it really worked. The Wraith actually came over to my Stormcrawlers, while the rest of the army was just cleaning up his army. This Wraith might get the tower. It might actually get a few more units here, but it's not going to get the rest of my army, especially now with my level 3 marksman free to shoot whatever it likes. Alright, get his tower. And one more shot. There goes the Wraith. Okay. Speed Specialist, pretty good. Intensive Training, pretty good. Heavy Armor, I could put it on a Fortress. It's not bad. For $100, you double the health of your strongest unit. That's actually pretty decent. I did go with the Intensive Training. I want to make sure that my carry units are up to the task. My opponent went with the level 2 War Factory. These guys are difficult to deal with because one is they're just so tanky, right? 383,000 health. Two, he picked up the range, so they actually deal a fantastic damage. And he got temporary range, so he really wants to get this one. So this Wraith, I was preparing for it with these 2 marksmen here, but no matter. He sold the Wraith. I added a bit more chaff just to give us a little bit more protection. Nothing too special. I thought about flanking them, but there's really no good opening here. I could probably maybe put a fortress here. And there's no reason to, right? Because right now my units outrange his units in general. And I want him to come to me. And I don't really care if they're all coming together or they're coming in waves, because my Stormcaller, I would love to have them bunched up, and I would love to shoot them all at once, so I really don't need to distract them on the side. Alright. And here he goes. Okay. Very good. All right. So this one, oh no, he actually got my tower. So what this, even though I lost this round, but what he really taught me is what he wants to go next. Right, he already borrowed, which means he will not be able to do another War Factory for the next round. He has this War Factory with the upgrades. He did not get efficient maintenance, which means there is a maintenance fee associated with this factory. So, and that's 200. So he borrowed, so that's 300 that he's not going to be getting. 200 that he's not going to be getting. That's 500 credits that he is not getting this turn. So what is that telling me? No, that's telling me that whatever he's got, that's all he's got. So it's just a matter of solving this problem here. He is going to take the orbital javelin because I have so many units bunched up together and they're just fantastic, juicy targets. But for me, I really just want to get rid of the factory. And the answer to that is acid scorpions. I'll put the acid scorpions right here. And that is going to take care of this factory fairly quickly. I did put another one on the other side in anticipation for any future factory, and he did go for another factory. So he borrowed, and he did have enough money for another $1,200 or credits of factory, and that's okay, no matter, because he has no chaff in front of him, which means this scorpion, once we take care of these crawlers, will start shooting at his factory. Now, acid not only slowly chips away at their health, but it also increases the damage taken by 250%, which means every time my units shoot at this factory is doing an additional damage, right? All right, so he actually ended up killing my fort here, which is not great, but is not terrible either. And my scorpions, unfortunately, are just being a little distracted. All right, so this round he's actually moving really fast. He's getting through my units, right? He is getting to my tower. So this is not a great round for me, and with 2 factories that is going to hurt. And they did. And what that means is I need something to stop him from doing what he's doing. I needed more chaff for sure. I needed a bit of chaff clear so my scorpions can engage. And hackers came about, level 3 hackers. And I thought, hey, you know what? Why not? Let's get the level 3 hackers. Let's get the electromag on my marksman so that I can stop these factories from shooting that far. Let's put more chaff on the edge, right? Because I saw the phoenixes, so I wanted to draw phoenix away and also maybe a little bit of typhoon away from the battle. And let's just add more chaff. So what is my opponent doing? Well, my opponent is making sure the factory is running back and forth so that it's not staying in one spot and being shot at with acid. So that is a very good strategy. He is adding a bit more chaff. He is doing the upgrades, but he's not taking any more tech. He's getting speed because he wants to dodge my missiles, and that is fine. Alright. Oh, and he picked up Phoenix production. That's actually pretty good because I have marksmen, but right now they need to have that initial damage to get through my fortresses. Oh, there we go. Already the first capture, and this one is going to get the level 2 war factory. That would be huge. If we were able to get the level 2 war factory, that would be absolutely phenomenal. And it did, right? Even though it was quickly brought down by his war factory, but I would say that was a victory. This one is also trying to get the level 2. I don't think it's going to get it. That's okay. Got both of his towers. Do I have snipers left? I do have snipers left. Okay. Chipping away this health. Alright, and that takes us to round 10. This is a long game. Now the good thing about round 10 is because I took supply specialists early on, so I've been raking in the cash for a couple rounds now. Look at my money. I'm at 1950 and my opponent is at 1400. Now granted, he has 2 factories without efficient maintenance. That's 200 each. So that's 400 total that he's not taking advantage of just by having these factories on the board. Upgraded my Stormcrawlers. I figure this will be a better way to getting even more damage out of them. I put shield on my fangs. I have a few squads of them, so this effectively doubles the, I guess, the chaffing power of the fangs to deflect incoming fire. And also it makes these fans survive longer. So now he's trying to put a missile here so that his Phoenix can start shooting down instead of shooting to the side. Well, I got bad news for you, buddy. These ones are going to stay just a little bit longer. I started laying down missiles because I did not want to have a Phoenix flank. I don't think anything is going to happen on this side, but on this side, I don't have a lot of units. More fans, so sort of a medium arriving fan. Essentially taking the place of these fans once they die. Three factories. That is pretty scary, but that's okay. I got some very high level marksmen. This is a level 5 marksman, so that is going to one-shot most units here, minus the war factory. The hacker lock onto this war factory. Beautiful. Got the war factory. And this war factory got really lucky. It took one shot and it got the tower. And with the tower gone, these two war factories don't really stand a chance. I'm going to capture this one. It's probably going to take one shot and it's going to hit the tower. Nope, didn't even get that chance. That's okay. But I have Stormcrawlers. I have all these units, right? I don't think this factory is going to survive that long. And with that, that's GG. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, make sure to subscribe. If you have any suggestions, make sure to leave them in the comments. And I hope to see you again on the battlefield. Cheers.